I really think the important part of having a kid in the outdoors, as crazy as the world has become in the last 20 years, especially in the last 8 or 10, there's so many things that today's youth can do that gets them in trouble. The drug scene, the alcohol scene, video games. To me, that's kind of the downgrade of the world because the kids don't get out and have to use their imagination.
In my opinion, as a parent, you have to invest in your kids. I see so many parents that are not investing time in their kids. They'd rather invest time into themselves. That's their business, I'm not judging them, but I want my kids to have a better opportunity than I had. So what better way to invest into your kids than taking them hunting or fishing?
It's a funny thing, this thing we all call life. The older we get, the more we realize second chances don't always come our way. Sometimes you only get one. True warrior right there, son. For as far back as I can remember hunting with Gary, every time we went, he'd always ask me, "Hey, we got room for little man?" Heck, I can't remember very many times Ethan wasn't in the truck if we had an empty seat.
Well, whenever we met, it was just guys doing what I love to do. I just like to go outdoors. And I wanted my son to instill this. And when we started hunting, Ethan was probably about 4 or 5. And then whenever he became 6 or 7, he kind of got the fever to start going and seeing. And then once he got started, then it was hard to leave the house without him. He got broke into it at an early age and fell in love with it. And now him and one of his buddies and my son-in-law and one of his friends, they hunt against us in all these coyote tournaments. And they're pretty successful.
And just like with my dad, Gary and his dad were the best of friends also. He made a point to make sure Gary had a chance to discover what hunting and fishing had to offer, so he took him every time he went.
I just wanted to instill that into Ethan, as well as my father did it into me. You can see so many kids that didn't have anybody to take them out, didn't have role models, and they ended up making one bad decision, and it ended up costing them dearly.
I think Ethan is old enough now to recognize what his dad really did for him. Not every kid gets fortunate enough to find the outdoors like he did. I mean, look at how many distractions the world is putting in front of these kids right now. With all the video games and cell phones and things to do on the internet, it's no wonder so many of them don't have any social skills. They don't interact with anybody, and it's the parents' fault. There's a reason why so many of them just seem lost.
He knows what he's doing. He's one of the kids that was gifted by being able to shoot. Even though it didn't look like it on the show at some of the earlier ages, he could shoot some then, but he had some issues every once in a while. Then, of course, I had to talk some trash back to him. You got to have the crosshairs on the animal when you pull the trigger. The kid's got the gift. He can shoot a rifle now.
And until someone says, put that stinking iPad down, let's go have some fun, they're never gonna know.
I just feel like it's my responsibility to introduce him to the outdoors. I was fortunate enough that I could, and I hope he's fortunate enough to be able to take his kids out. You don't have to have kids. If you're an outdoorsman, there's some kids down the street, there's some kids in the neighborhood. Maybe their parents don't hunt, maybe their parents don't fish. Take the time. They need to see what the outdoors are about. The world is set up against the kids anymore with the drugs and the alcohol and all of the negativity of the world. There's so many kids that just stays inside the house, video games. There's no imagination, there's no responsibility. And that's part of what's wrong with the world nowadays.
This segment of Night Crew is brought to you by Wicked Hunting Lights. If it ain't wicked, it ain't worth it. Fox Pro, high performance game calls. Ultimate Night Vision, the source for thermal and night vision. Custom Reloads of Dallas, your #1 source for custom ammo. iRay USA, high performance thermal optics. Recon, rugged and ready. And by Knockpicks, see through the darkness.
Second from the right is yours, Gary?
Second from the right.
So the one closest to the front,
Yeah.
on the left is the other big one? Yeah, it's a big boy. Let's let them get good and clear. I don't think they're going nowhere.
No.
Is that both of them right there?
Mm-hmm. Second one got his head down,
Yeah.
looking at coming.
Yeah, let's let them get both good, turn broadside. I got both of them in the frame. Right there's good if y'all want to do it.
Count it.
Y'all ready?
Yeah.
All right, we're gonna shoot on 3. 1, 2, and it's supposed to be pow. And it's usually 1, 2, pow.
1, 2.
Ethan kind of jumps the gun a little bit on me. I'm thinking, wait a minute, there's not that little pause between 2 and 3 to make them sound like one gunshot. So
1, 2.
there is a mental block on counting to 3, but I believe the gentleman running the camera tonight is a little bit antsy at times himself. Yeah, Chris likes to jump the gun a little bit.
Never.
1, 2.
1, 2, pow. Ooh, I can smell them suckers. Oh my.
Holy cow. That's a monster that you got.
He's big. They're both big.
Actually, how much you think he weighs?
I don't know. I don't think he's 3. He's pushing 280.
He ain't got much weight to the back end.
No.
I've never been a dad, so I can't say through experience what it feels like to be proud of your son. But I can say I've known Gary long enough to know that he is.
Well, as a dad, it makes me happy to see him have the faith and have the confidence to hunt in the tournaments against us. And to see them be successful in these hunts makes me feel good. It makes me feel mission accomplished. I'm proud to have a kid that wants to hunt instead of one that wants to hang out with his buddies, play video games, go drinking, do drugs, get in trouble, get hooked up with the wrong crowd. At least out here, I've taught him to enjoy the outdoors. I taught him to hunt, taught him to fish.
Yeah, I know some people don't have a dad that can take them or a mom that can take them hunting and fishing. And I started at a very young age. And you just don't understand the feeling of when you walk up on a group of pigs and get to shoot them with your dad. It's the most fun you can ever do in the world. More fun than video games, playing on your phone, hanging out with buddies. I think it's so much more fun to spend a day on the lake catching fish or hunting pigs or hunting coyotes.
Even though you hated it at times.
Yes, we did get in a few fights about that, where I wasn't doing the right thing.
I wanted you to be good at what you did.
Gary, I think it's safe to say you should be proud of the man he's become, all because of you. He's no longer little man.
I know when I was younger, I'd go home to mom and whine about, you told me not to do this, and I would get so mad. But now seeing it and seeing how everything's going, you're just trying to help me and make me the best I can be. and now it's my turn to give it to my son or daughter.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Appreciate it.
Yes, sir.
Let's load them up. See what we can get into.
Let's find some more.
Night's still kind of young.
Okay, I get the smaller one.
No, you get both of them.
No, because I shot the smaller one. You shot the bigger one.
Well, you're a third of my age.
Don't worry about the coyotes right now. Just make sure that that's set to where the crosshair looks perfectly clear to you. Okay, so now the front right here. You turn this right here, and that'll focus the scope. Jordan, she's kind of been more into the sports aspect of life, but she likes to hunt. You know, she's shot deer and pigs, and I took her out and shot coyotes. And I mean, she's a go-getter at anything she does. And if she's playing checkers, she's going to be all in. You know, it's just the way she is. But if she can shoot, I guarantee if I had to line any three of my kids up right now to shoot something 500 yards, it's her. So when we went the other night and she missed, I think, a coyote right off the get-go. I think, honestly, that's the first animal she's ever missed. You know, I don't know if it was the pressure or the new gun or what, but.
Jordan, for whatever it's worth, I think you did hit this coyote. I can't quite tell where, but I'm pretty sure he got lead in him somewhere. But it doesn't matter if you didn't. Everybody misses. And don't let anyone lie to you, including me. We all miss.
I think Jordan was born about the time me and you started hunting together. So she's kind of been on the sidelines, being the super daughter fan from the get-go. So she's always been around it, but she's really never got involved. So I was excited for her to finally get the opportunity to kill something on video, you know.
Over the past few years, we've had a bunch of Night Crew fans asking where's Ronnie, because they hadn't seen him on the show lately. I think one guy said, we need more Ronnie. Well, I agree. But to put everyone's mind at ease, Ronnie hasn't gone anywhere. He's been busy taking care of the one thing that matters to him the most, his family.
Yeah, well, I knew before I was even a dad that, you know, once I'd had kids, I would want my kids to be interested in the same things I was interested in, you know. So from day one, I mean, from my oldest one's 19, since he was little, man, I would take him coon hunting with, you know, with our dogs and stuff, because that's what I did at the time. You know, that was my passion. Even with Trenton, my middle one, he was little, I kind of got out of the coon hunting deal and got more into the predator hunting and deer hunting and stuff there. But before they was even born, man, I knew for a fact, you know, I wanted them to experience hunting and fishing, and so we never missed a beat from they were little. I'd always take them.
Ever since I've known him as a dad, those kids always came first. There's been a bunch of times I tried to get him to go hunt, and I'd get met with, well, Trevor has a game, or Trenton's got football. He was always laser focused on being there for them. And that, my friend, gets the ultimate respect from me.
And anymore, I love to hunt, but man, I would much rather watch them shoot a pig or a coyote or a deer or anything other than me. It's just so much more enjoyable. But like right now, we've got some deer that we're watching, and I would not shoot one for nothing. Until them kids shoot one, I am not shooting. You know, that's just, to me, that's what it's all about to me. But. I want them to be successful and, you know, and enjoy it. But here, let's do 3 5s for 3 opportunities. 1, 2, 3. Look like you hit him right where you're supposed to.
Bullseye Bobby.
Bullseye Bobby. Well, you watched us do this for a lot of years, and you finally got to do it yourself. What do you think?
Heck yeah. Third time's the charm.
The hard time is the charm. You did good.
Well, I was making sure I wasn't missing this one.
I've never seen you miss 2 times, ever.
No.
Jordan had a little hiccup on one right before she got this one.
So the pig was walking in front of us, and she hasn't messed with the tripods and the rifles enough to be able to get out there and move around like she needs to. But she couldn't get the tripod to move, and it was just a bad situation. But I felt horrible for her on that. But she probably puts more pressure on herself than I put on her.
Hey.
It was a lot of pressure.
There was a lot of weight on my shoulders.
Does the camera add weight?
A little bit.
It's all right. We've all missed. It's a lot of pressure sometimes, you know, just going out and killing with a camera. It's a little bit different, you know, especially whenever you're young like that and in your mind you don't want to screw up. But
That's a lot of pressure for an adult, much less.
right. No, I've been on the business end of that pressure. A moving coyote on the first one, then a moving pig, and we finally got one to set still when you got her done. Well, what's more pressure, shooting this or the game-winning three-pointer?
Well, in my brain, I kind of set up the same image.
You got to have that mental toughness we talk
Yeah.
about. No, you did good, chick. Me and Chris have missed plenty.
I've never missed.
You hit them right there, though. They're not going to go far.
There's like nowhere to grab right here.
Yeah, so whenever she was little, she was terrified of blood. So we'd shoot deer or pigs or whatever, and we'd gut them and clean them. And she would have like panic attacks, like flat panic attacks over that blood. I don't know what's changed, but she got over all that. But now she's not afraid to get in there and gut a deer or a pig or get her hands bloody. So she's a girly girl.
True warrior right there, son.
Look at her.
Fenton, you ready? Where's Fenton?
Sure with it.
Oh, he's sitting back here chilling. All right, baby, do good.
Good job, Jordan.
All right, baby. Let's go see if we can find your little brother one. Hunting, is a good way to keep some of those kids that don't have that opportunity, following the right path in life. But fortunately, she's a pretty good kiddo. All of my kids are all into it, but to me, Trenton, he is more into it than the rest of them. I felt bad because, my dad would tell a story whenever I was a kid where, cause like I said, he always coon hunted. That's the only kind of hunting my dad hardly ever did. But either tell me a lie or sneak out the back door, to keep me at home. But Trenton, he's kind of the same way. So I would have to sneak out. My wife would have to take him to the bedroom. And I would sneak, me and you're going hunting, and I'm sneaking out the door. And she's got him in the other room, but he's getting old enough now, man, where he stays out a little bit, misses some sleep. It ain't the end of the world, but
After a while, did he kind of catch on to the game?
I don't know, to be honest. Probably so. Probably so.
Old Rooster. He's a mess.
So after we finally got Jordan a kill, it was time for Trenton he was up to bat. And I honestly think he wanted his sister to go first to put all the pressure on her. He did not want all the pressure on him right off of the beginning. So we got up on that other pig, and honestly, that sucker spooked, man. I guess we got it on video of it spooking, did we? Yeah. Of course, Barrett, he made way too much noise to spook the pig, and I'm not really surprised, but you better shoot him. Yeah, damn it. If he stops, you gotta kill him. That thing started to spook and run off, and I was like, crap, here we go. But it stopped. Trent made a good shot, so. The next shot you got, you're gonna have to take it. Right there. Good shot. Good job, dude. Uh-huh.
Man, that was awesome.
I thought I missed.
Whew. I didn't know if that was gonna work or not.
Hey, good shot, buddy. You dropped it. Was your heart beating?
Yeah.
Mine was on that one. I thought, we done walked all that way through all those ruts. Looked like he'd maybe already been shot. Did you see him limping?
Yeah, he was limping pretty bad.
Did you record in the scope?
I didn't push anything.
Oh crap, no, then we didn't record.
Oh, we're gonna have.
You're fired.
Oh, Chris is gonna fire us off. But hey, here's the thing. He can't fire us off.
You did good, dude.
Where were you aiming?
I guess the shoulder.
Would you just aim it at the pig?
Yeah. I couldn't see.
The white spot?
Close your eyes when you pulled the trigger?
Yeah. I was hoping for the best.
Well, you did good, man. Appreciate the opportunity.
She's coming up. Maybe she's coming back this way. Come on. Oh, keep it off the boat. Keep it off the boat.
That's a big one.
The way I look at it, it's a parent's responsibility to prepare your child for the future, whatever it may be.
Oh, that's a good fish,
That's a big one. Holy cow.
If the parents doesn't light the fire to the kid that want to be in the outdoors, nobody else is going to light it for him.
It's a big one.
Good job, Avery.
You ever been in church listening to your pastor, and although everyone can hear him, it just feels like somehow he's speaking directly to you? Well, that's because he is. Parents, this message is not for your kids. It's for you. Hunting and fishing isn't just a pastime that'll keep them out of trouble. Passing down a love for the outdoors to your son or daughter is truly a gift that will literally transcend your own lifetime. You got to remember, you're not giving it just to them. You're giving this incredible gift to every single generation that comes behind them. A gift they can carry with them forever.